we are in the way of seeing this, how a test engineer or a CA engineer can generate consistent as well as the seamless engineering reports using the Studio Glyph in the nCode GlyphWorks. So many of the time, people may face the problem of consistent report generation, depending upon persons and depending upon laboratories. Now, it's a standardized practice is expected by many of the customers. So that the suppliers who generates a report to the OEM. So depending upon this kind of expectation, so it is many engineers, when we interact with them, they may not utilize this feature in the software. So today, the presentation will be on this to take you through a walkthrough of very basic things. Then we can have a kind of a complex report generations with a single click in a button. So before getting into that, let me go to the agenda. So the first few minutes we talk about who we are as a HBM Princea, introduction to HBM Princea. The next session talks about what people expect from the report. Say if a test engineer or the laboratory test engineer provide a report and release a report to the team, what may be the expectation of that? Say what is the takeaway from that report? How do you step into the shoes of the manager? What manager may expect? So this session will talk about that. And the third portion is about consistent and seamless reporting Glyph, especially the Studio Glyph in nCode, and how it can be explored to make your life in an easy way. Then fourth, we have a summary summarizing things, and of course we have a demo as well as the questions. So good afternoon, participants. Welcome to the webinar, which we try to host especially on Indian time for this lockdown scenario. So many this as an introduction to the HBM Princea. So we operate in three modes. We develop the design as well as durability as well as the reliability theory, and make the theory mathematics into the software, help the customer to solve the problems in a easy and simple way. Of course, the data is the one which makes the engineers to arrive at decision. So HBM Princea helps by the way of providing the software brands in nCode for durability and ReliaSoft for the reliability. In addition to that, we provide training as well as the education on dozens of reliability and durability subjects, fatigue theory, and most of our training consists of the hands-on examples, case studies, which are revolving around the companies towards durability and reliability point of view. The third mode of operation is our services. We have our test laboratory in Sheffield, UK, where we do material characterization and testing. And if you see the SN curve and the EL curve and the temperature-related fatigue durability curves in the nCode, so most of them are developed in the laboratory situated in Sheffield. Of course, we have the consulting wing, where the OEM and companies are interested to solve their own problems and finding out the reasonable solutions. The other portion of the consulting is on the asset management, where oil and gas, chemical industries. So, of course, we have a software branch, training and education, and consulting services. This is what a one-stop solution for reliability and durability as per the HBM Princea brand. So in reliability, the ReliaSoft tools, which are talking about available, which deals about the live data as well as the accelerated testing and reliability. Live data and accelerated testing are mostly for the non-repairable components, and reliability growth is for the repairable systems like entire vehicle level. The team used to do a testing in a reliability point of view and fix the problem. They would like to see how the reliability is growing over the time period of the different level, different stages of the product life cycle. So this variable handles repairable as well as non-repairable studies. Along with there is a DOE integrated into that. Coming to the block sim, it helps to model the RAM analysis. It's more used in oil and gas as well as the product development systems. And the Lambda predict is especially used in electronic industries to create the base failure rate according to the military standard and some other kind of industrial standards. So this portion is talking about the reliability software, which are data-driven approach. And there are something called the non-data driven approach. It is like qualitative approach. FMEA, RCM, failure, that's a FRACAS, XFRACAS, failure reporting and corrective action system, and as well as the web portal for reliability applications. These are all to manage the reliability methodology as well as the reliability informations which are there in qualitative as well as quantitative. So as an entire spectrum of qualitative, quantitative approach, the ReliaSoft products helps from a reliability point of view. So today our focus is on the nCode product. So the nCode Design Life helps the CAE engineers to do the fatigue analysis based on the CAE model. And the GlyphWorks. So the test engineers use this tool to very much extreme situations to analyze the huge amount of data for the durability analysis. And pipe size is used on the vibration and acoustic analysis. So the next version or the next generation of the tools, which are called Akira, which helps the industry on a web-based portal to manage the test as well as the CAE data and share the data, searching the data. In addition to that, there is a the nCode Design, DS, it's data search, which helps for the big data analytics. So this going into the next level of integrating all the nCode product into the web-based. So today we will talk about the GlyphWorks and some kind of analysis which are related to the automatic generation of the report. Okay. Coming to the point of what people expect from engineer as engineering report. So most of the time, engineering report is supposed to provide a glimpse as a one shoot, as a nutshell, what the data talks about that. Many times engineers spend a lot of time in creating the report almost manually. So, and the huge amount of data which has to convey the message of key information. Say, if you see about the data, there are huge metadata informations and other kind of information. But how this information is converted into the data to have a decision making in a faster way, as just like one should, or just as a first look, how you convey the message to the manager or the decision maker. Right. And the expectation is something like a report which is to deploy a corporate knowledge in a controlled manner. So what is the meaning of the controlled manner? In the sense, say, many times you need to keep on generating the reports with a reference number and these reference numbers and the running number. So all these kind of tracing, these kind of scenarios which are talking about that. Right. Of course, it is to, in a sense that it is easy to generate the report. Say, in another way, many times when we talk about the customer, is there any chance that I can click one single button which generates a report? Yes, of course. This is the kind of expectation of most of the customers when we deal about that. And finally, it is to be a user independent. Say, person A is generating a report, person B is generating a report, and person C is generating a report. There should be a consistency, and the things should not mismatch by the way of person independent. So these are all the things which I expect from engineering point of view. So just to see some of the examples you may be interested in to see how these reports look like. Let me go to the closer zoom it position. Say after the kind of a result analysis, you have a picture, you have a tabular column, you have some the histogram, something like that, and another kind of report talks about the course and displacement results. And sometimes people are interested in to see the colorful versions of reports. Okay? It gives a neat and clear idea about what kind of a decision we can take on that as a one single report, one page report, or something like that. As a just say, what kind of features are available in the nCode tool to enable this expectation of the reports? See, there is a integrated report generation tool is possible by the way of the Studio Glyph, and any kind of a template which are existing in a company can be used as a template. So there is no need you have to always keep on creating a new template, but already existing template can be reused here. So you can build your own report as well as use that by yourself graphically, and it's easy. In addition to that, it is very easy to share. So you can share it with a PDF file, you can share it like a document file, Office file, a Word file, you can share it with a PowerPoint slide. In addition to that, you can share like a HTML page. It can be open. It doesn't require any Office tools like Windows, Microsoft Office, or PP, PowerPoint. So it can be done it in the HTML page. So it can handle in various kind of formats. That's possible, right? So in addition to that, it can help you to append the existing report. Say you have created a report with one channel, then the same report has to consist of another channel. Then you can append that report instead of creating each and every time the new report. This is quite easily possible in that nCode. Right. So how the automatic reporting works in the nCode desktops. So here, the most of the situations we focus on the GlyphWorks, but it can be seamlessly done in bite size as well as the design. Some of the examples I show, one kind of example I show in design also. So you can create your own standard template in an easy way to in the analysis process. So let's say this is your analysis process as a flow. You need to have your what kind of analysis to be done on the test data. So this is your data here in the left side. In the middle, you have there is a statistics, there is a rainflow, there is a PSD, whatever may be the display you are interested in. You can put it over here, and this will go inside into the Studio Glyph as a display, as a report. So this can be converted again into your PDF file or PPT file, whatever. So why we say this automatically get reported with the meaning automatic report in the sense just a single press will create a report. But please remember that somebody has to create this kind of a report template in the software. So I will do the demo in a quite few minutes on this. Okay. So how reports look? Yeah. Most of the time, the engineer in the laboratory needs to brief to the manager or the decision maker how page report look like? Okay, so if it's an acoustic analysis report, you can see closely here. Say acoustic analysis. Okay, fine. So what's that spectrum? So how the values are there? Who is the person generated the report, and what is the date the report is generated? And you can see here over there some overall noise level and the maximum noise level in that tabular column. And here you can see here some of the other kind of reports with the time series as well as the time series values. And there are some kind of joint distribution histograms. So further you can see here the test data, what is the location of the test data, and what kind of information available in the test data. So all this can be pulled over here to showcase the sample. Right. Further, it can help you to give a background of a non-specialist. Say, for example, if you are presenting this kind of information to the higher authority who is there as the management level, say vice president or CEO. Just it's a one single page report. Give it okay. What's the overall level of the vibration? What's the overall level of the noise? Just like that, and they can take a decision and recommendations based on that. So some kind of example reports people are very much interested in. What kind of anomalies is found and how the corrections are made. So you can give what kind of a procedure is followed in that to make the anomalies corrections and what kind of a final report results. So detailed channel by channel report, and this can be appended as appendix to the existing. This kind of reports are mostly preferable by the engineers. Many times people are interested in describing the input data and how the result is obtained, properties used for the analysis. Say properties in the sense it's like what kind of a filter is used and what kind of a weightage is used, something like that. Plus some other information like where is the location of the data is collected. Say, let's say GPS location. And who is the person drive the vehicle? So name of the driver or name of the user. So whatever it may be, something like that. Of course, you can mix and match with all sort of displays in one single page. That's quite easily possible. So as a GPS or a signals or image or a histogram, anything can be done over here. Okay. Right. So this is the next one we talk about from a CAE engineer point. Okay. So most of the time, CAE engineer is interested in to see a condensed report to validate or reject a design candidate. So whether the design 1 or design 2, which gives the better fatigue results, and what is the hotspots, depending upon focusing on the hotspots in a graphical location as well as the model. So when you are dealing with the whole vehicle model, maybe millions of nodes, so you can find out the hotspots, and you can get as a report generated for this hotspots. Instead, so many times what people used to do, they copy and paste it in Excel sheet and share that Excel sheet. Sometimes it is difficult to handle with a template like a header footer. So all these difficulties are minimized in a studio Glyph with a report. So it can gather all the results with the analysis parameter. Let's say material loading and what kind of load pattern is used and what corrections, let's say mean stress corrections and other scenarios are used. Everything done in one single summary page. So let's say this is how it look like it's like a flow, and the report will be look like that. And inside you have all the informations which are as a predefined by the template. Okay. So this is how we have the CAE engineer is interested into see a report. Yeah. So let me have a demo. Right now I'm just launching the nCode software. So this is my nCode. Okay. So let me create a workspace. I just create. Right. So let me say a few words about this nCode this GlyphWorks. So right now I am working on the GlyphWorks. So you can see here over the GlyphWorks. So this is the place where I can open a file, I can open a flow, and this is the place I can open a data. Now I'm setting a path for my data. If you see here, this is the place I can set the path. So I'm in this folder. So let me browse. Your phone is. So once I do that, it loads the file. So I'm just making the very first, if somebody doesn't know about anything about nCode, just for them. Right. So I have loaded the file all there. So now I am creating a simple kind of a report, which is like a studio report. So this right side is called as a GlyphWorks palettes. So this is the place I can see the GlyphWorks which are organized in input, function, basic, USP, signal, and so many other things. Okay. So this helps for me to create a flow like this, whatever I want. Okay. Let me go to the studio glyph. So I'm just putting the studio glyph inside into that. So here is the place I need to do some settings over here. Okay. So now I pull that glyphs here. Say most of the time what people are trying to see here as a quick possibility, you can create your template here. So most of the time, if you have a template already there, you can pull over the template here by the way of seeing the properties, and you can go here. There is a template because I have already created a template to show how the template look like. Okay. So now you can see here. Oh, this is the template. Can you see? It's like there is a. Let me zoom it. So there is a Princia logo here in the header. There is a something like a date, today date. So whenever I generate the report, it generates the today date as per the computer time because I have given a boolean here as a logic here, and this talks about as well as this can be some other information I can put. Who is the user of a file or a computer? I can put that who generated the report or any kind of information or the company name, whatever it may be. Even I can insert the page number or whatever the information it consists of. So I can predefine the header footer here by the way of creating a template which is already the existing template. Okay. So by this studio, I can show here. Now, once this template page is ready, now what I can do, I can insert some of the things. Okay. If you see here, insert button, you can see here as a Campbell plot, FE display, GPS display, histogram, so many other things which are already available in the nCode 2 software. This can be accessed by the way of clicking here. Okay. So if I do it here, let me put it as a text display. I can write down a text, whatever I want. So I can give the title of the report. This is a test data analysis report. Data analysis. So I can remove this create a input pad. If I remove that, it will not create one more input pad from here. It's like that. So I can remove that. That means it doesn't require any kind of input pad for that to read the data. So you can see here, I can adjust with the size and other things like this. I can do it here. So this is like a test data report. Okay. So now you can insert one by one by the way of whatever you are interested. I can insert a picture display. So if I want to show some of the instrumentation, okay? So I can display like a picture. Oh, this is the instrument. So I have when I bring a picture inside, I can embed the file as well as I can link the file. There are two differences here. If I link the file, it will always look the file location. If I embed the file, it is already integrated into that. Okay? I can insert a picture here to show who is driving the vehicle and what is the, and another picture I can show, I can insert into that to make a report which is reasonably with all these evidences. Okay, this is the instrumentation I use it here for collecting the data. So maybe you can go closely here. You can see here, oh, this is the vehicle which used for the data acquisition, and this is the instrumentation which is used for acquiring the data. Instrumentation. Okay. Such a way you can see over here, and you can adjust the picture, whatever you want to do over here. So by the way, there is a kind of alignment is possible. It can align with the grids. So something like that we can manage with that. Okay. If you right click here, you can always do this. Let me go back, zoom it. Layout. Yeah, you can align it with that top or bottom or whatever it may be. Okay. So width to the height, it can do that. So this kind of a thing is possible. Now, if you see here, if I press one button, one click here, it may be look like I can readjust the sizes. I can readjust the size. So if I click again, it will go as a red color box. So I can click again and I can move it here and there wherever I want to place the stuff. The same way for this picture and other things. And coming to this, so this portion, so right now I have included the date. So how do I include some kind of a message? See here, if I see this property, so I have put the date like so I can do that like a Boolean logic. So evaluate the date. So this is a kind of a different format. If I put that format 1, it look like 27 May 20. So instead of that, I would like to show always 2020. So I have put that into this. This is by the trial and error I can able to do that with a date before 27 May 20. Right. If you see here closely, you can see here 27 May 20. It's there. And in the right side, I can integrate anything I want. It's possible. So so at the moment I can have a property like okay, so test name, what the test name which is there for the channels, which is there for the channels. Right. Now, how do you create this template? That becomes a question because I just directly pulled the template, and how do you create the template in a very beginning from the scratch? So before going, I just to show you how the final report look like, maybe like this. Okay. Let me show this. Okay. So what I do, I have data here and I just press this. So this is what I mean. So I made a template here to show the channels, to show the time series, and here to show the header information, and here to show the PDF probability density function, and here there are some signal statistics. So this is the predefined template for my case. So what I did using this particular flow, I have pulled this data here and I just run this. So this keeps on running for all the channels information, and it can be pulled over and it can be done, or it can be seen over here in this. So as a Studio Glyph, it is an interactive situation. You can always go inside and see whatever you want. You can zoom this, that's possible. Yeah. So whatever you can do it here in the other places, it can be done here also in the studio. Right. But our intention is to see here. Our intention is to see what is that the report. Let's say this report, this example. Okay. So right now, at the moment, I have generated this report in the Word file. You can see over here as a report. Okay. It's showing for each and every channel. If we closely see here, it shows the channel 33. The next page will be channel 34. The next page, it's like that. So I have different channels. I can keep on generating for one single channel, as well as I can generate for the entire data as for all the channels. Let's say this 29, 30, 31, 32. There are 2, 4, 6 channels. I can generate the report in one single click. Okay. So this is how a report which looks like that. Next step is to start from the scratch. How do we arrive the report? Because just seeing, you may be happy to see, can I try this? Can I do that? Okay. So let me put it that in a way. This is available in our example folder. So you may go to the manual. You can find out that into the GlyphWorks example. So this example consists of the report, how to create a studio report in the GlyphWorks. So step-by-step example will provide you all the things, how to create a template and what kind of editing you can do over there in the studio Glyph. All these informations are very well written in a very simple English. Whatever I just showed you. Okay? So it is written. So any user can practice this by their own pace and own speed with this. Okay, right. Let me show you how the template is created. Now, in the left menu, you can see here GlyphWorks design like I say something like that and studio. If you go to the studio, you can find as a blank page like this. In the blank page, you can see here. In the blank page, it is like this. Okay, it's like a grid. I just set it at a grid, or if you want to show grid, and you can. I didn't show grid. Whatever. So nothing. Just the grid is helping me to orient the picture or orient stuff. Okay. Now from here, what do you do? So to create a template, how to create a template? Okay. Let me put it in that. First, I need to insert a header here, and there is a footer here, and whatever may be the title or something like other informations, I can do it for the consistency of the report. Okay. Let me put that. There is a picture display. So I have a picture with a header. Let me pull the header here. I can embed that as an image. So once the image is embedded, what I do, I just resize this image. Maybe for the first time, it may be a little bit time consuming. Once it is set, you can leverage this knowledge throughout the company. So I have a picture, something like which gives me in the JPG file. I have a header like this, okay? So I can move this wherever I want. Okay, so the header. Then I can insert the footer here. So I can insert, again, this is like a image, this is like a picture display. I can insert like a footer. Okay, embed the image. So this becomes like my footer. I can adjust the size, whatever I want. So this is what I did in the background to create the report. So this template I can keep on using for many occasions, wherever I want, many places wherever I want. So now we can see here the header and footer. The header and footer, okay. So there's the header and there's the footer. So in case if I want, I can insert that date here. Okay. So I can insert a text box as a text display. So here, what I can do, I can type it. Okay. There's a text box. So right now this text box is blank. So I can place wherever I want. So here my interest is to see as a okay. So the text box looks like this. Now this is what I meant. So you can pull over here any kind of a metadata. So from your data, if you wanted to pull that test information, any kind of attributes, number of channels, whatever it is. So this is always possible with the metadata. And of course, you can type it anything here. So in this case, I put a date with a, let's say, date. So as a logic, I put that. You can see over here, it's 27 March 2020. So it is taking the computer time here, by the way. So if I want, I can play around this to show how do we look like. Because normally 2020 can be used as 2020. So something like that. You can edit that box in here. By the way, there is show the border. You can apply this and so now the box is there. And of course, you can do it with a transparency. So transparency in the sense it look like the background and it merges with the background. Can you see? It's like that. So by this way, I can create a kind of consistent and reusable template for the entire test laboratory, and this can be shared to any. Now, I can save this template as a sample template. So this is what I did for the report main and something. Okay. Template. Okay. So this is how it looks like. Now. Okay. Right. See, this portion talks about standardizing that template. So that's how we have created the template to standardize that. Now let me move into that. The file. So this is how template you can pull over here, because I have already showed here. So you can pull the template, whatever you have created right now. You can pull over here. So let me just delete. Then we can pull over here. This template will come into picture as a studio glyph. So you can insert. Yeah, it's there in the property right here. There in the property. You can pull here as a template. Right now we have stored as a sample template. Yes, the template is available. That's it. So it's not a very big deal to create a template and reuse the template wherever you want in the studio. Right. Okay. So this is like standardizing the report. Why do we standardize? Many time what happens is creating from the blank page, it is tedious job. So that's the reason we have created a template, and this report template will look like a header, look like a folder for footer, as well as the company logo, date, and the page number. Everything is intact into that. All right. And of course, you can do some environmental variable that is dynamically set, which I right now set as a time. So this date, whenever you press this button, like run the report, and it will generate a report with the same date, whatever you have provided here as a dynamic changes. So this is also possible for page number and counting whatever may be done. Oh, that's possible. Right. That's good. Okay. Now let me go to the other kind of report, which many times people are interested into see that how we can go as a GPS kind of report. Okay. Let me show you the GPS report. Okay. So here itself, let me pull that, showing something on the, how do you show this reports which are generated. Okay. Let me insert that. There is a GPS display. Many times people are interested in to show that how the vehicle is tested on the road condition and how the path is there. In addition to that, I would like to insert some of the pictures which are relevant to this test scenario, which may be of pictures like instrumentation which I used for the vehicles sometime back, just I showed you. So the picture like this, I just embed the picture. Along with that, so this is like a, what do you call, as a proof that yeah, we have collected the data in this particular location, and this is the instrumentation used for the road load data collection. That's the picture display. Okay, I can put some of the pictures here just to show you as how this. Because I insert the same picture in 2 times. Okay, so this is the instrumentation which happens here. Okay. So you can play around this with editing and other things. Just reshape restructure, reshape this. Now what I do here, I need to edit this. So because it is connecting to internet, what I do here, I just show this as an internet mapping, and it refreshes that with internet mapping. Yes, it shows this with internet mapping, and I can remove some of the things like geometry, grid. Okay. Okay, I just remove the script line to look like, okay, it's like, okay. Let me show you one data which we tried in this automotive expo, which happened in Chennai in 2020, somewhere in the month of January. So this is how the road pattern happened in Chennai. So you can see here, I just run this. Yeah. Maybe a few pictures. Okay, it's done, and it has carried the information of the GPS location. You can see over here closely if I make it a little bit bigger and just zoom this. So if you closely see here, this is near to the Chennai Trade Center on the bottom. You can see here Mowgli bottom. So this is the way the vehicle, this is the vehicle which travel from here starting point to the ending point. So just I can show here as a evidence. So this is the way the vehicle passed on, and this is the instrumentation and the person who drive the vehicle. So all this kind of colorful one-click report can be done. So right now, what I do, I just want this report to be in a PDF file. So where do I set this? So if you see here, output option, let me change this output option to export the studio and export this as a PDF. So this will export this as a PDF document. I can see here in many document possibilities. I can see it in a PDF. Okay, export file name. So I can do it with a name like anything, or even I can do it with a predefined name, something like the 1, 2, 3, 4, which keeps on the running number. Export report. Okay. So now, if I press this, it should create it in the place where I have the files. Yeah, you can see here, just it is 347, the report is created. You can see over here as a report, whatever I see in the studio here. Okay. So seamlessly creates an automatic report by the way of one single click. Okay. So you can modify this. If you are not happy with this kind of orientation, you can modify this in the studio as well as you can generate the report, okay, as a one-click report. Okay. So this is one. Coming to the third demo, which we talk about that many time. Most of the engineering reports consisting of something like table or columns. Say I wanted to show the metadata in the table. Okay? So say something like this. Let's say I have data which has some latitude, longitude, accelerations. Okay? And let's see like this. Okay? Now, so many of the time you might have practiced with this. I have a metadata calculator which calculates my maximum latitude, longitude, and the maximum acceleration in the vertical direction. Okay, so you can see here as a direct numbers here. So if we wanted to show this kind of a scenario in a tabular form, in a report, how do we do that? Again, so if the table keeps on big and a complex kind of report, so how to show this in a report? Such a way we can see over here something like creating a simple table. So this has been already created. Let me create this from the scratch now. Okay. Right. So I just go there as a display Glyph, as a studio Glyph. So let me go over there here. So this is my studio Glyph. What I do here. So always I need to insert my template. The first job is to insert the template. Insert the template as a sample report, as a template which I am interested in. Let me introduce that. Okay. Next, I wanted to create a simple table like this. Okay, it consists of this. So for this purpose, a simple idea is instead of inserting that, we can insert it like that. So you can insert it because this consists of a different situation. You can insert like a text display. So this becomes like a small table. Okay. So for the first time, I'm just what I do. I want a table like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. What I do, I just copy and paste this. So it goes like this, and I can move it to here. So this is possible. Sometimes instead of one click, I click 2 times. Okay. So if I superimpose over here, what happens? It can be like merging the table. It's like this. So it can move like a table. Now I can insert one more. So maybe based on your experience and playing around with the software, you can find a smart way possible. So you can play around this like this, and it can be like this. Now let me copy all this. Yeah, move like a group. So let me put it in this way. Okay. So what I can enter here as a latitude. So in addition to that, I can change the font size. What I can do? So I can change this into 40. Okay. I can do here something. Okay. So here I can pull over here what information I wanted to hear. So now we can see here. Okay. So I just show you only one thing here. I can I can go to the properties. Yes, text. I can see here as a metadata. Yeah. So I can pull over there as a metadata. Let me connect this. Okay. I can pull over here. Let me run that. Okay. So now it has been come. So I can see here with I can see here with the metadata. So just attributes. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm seeing somewhere. Let me check that. Metadata. It should show me. Yeah, attributes. Yeah, extension. Okay, it's not showing. Okay, because it should show here. Yeah. Okay, right. I think somehow it's not coming here. Let me show you that the complete report. Okay, which is already there. Okay. So now let me pull the data here. Okay. So now this becomes like a report. So now what I did that I have a pages like 3 different studio glyphs with a coverage of 3 pages. So this can be achieved even in a single page. There is no problem on that. Yeah. So I just click here to generate a report. Now you can see here the report is generated for. Now the time is report is generated. Yeah, okay. Now you can see here 1556, 356. Okay, ATV 08. So the road load data, general report, who is the driver, because it is picking from metadata, and who prepared this. It shows my name is Srinivasa. Okay, and we have the HeaderFooter information, and it will show this maximum latitude. So we can set it as a threshold level in the metadata calculator as well as you can see here whether the threshold is reaching or whether it is less than the threshold level. You can see some comments over there. Of course, it's quite possible. You can see here maximum channels in different directions. Okay. Of course, this is the third page with that. So further, you can integrate this as a seamless overview. Okay. Right, that's good. So, as a conclusion, okay, so I didn't show you about the design life, scenarios. So this reporting is mostly used for the briefing the managers about the key points, and it can provide a technical background to the non-specialized, and it highlight the reasons why a design candidate is validated or rejected. Maybe quickly I can show this kind of design life example also. Okay, that's very easy to find. So as a CA engineer, you can find over here what kind of information you can take over from the data. The procedure remains same for the test engineers as well as the CA engineers. It is to create with okay, what I did, I just pulled the FE model as well as the data, and I can run over there, and it generates the report. So you can find over here, interactively, it is possible to see here the model. So you can see over here, and you can zoom over here in the studio Glyph, something like that. Right. So now, this is what I try to make a conclusion. So it highlights the reasons why a design candidate are rejected comparing with the reports in a one-shot report. So there is a need for quickly to convert a large amount of data into a report as a key information into that. In addition to that, report generation tool is available as a Studio Glyph. You can play around that. It is fully customizable and it's versatile to use, and it's a one-time job to create a template, and you can use that as well. Of course, this template can be easily shareable. Right. Now, maybe now we can have our questions. Any questions?
Thank you. As a reminder, please use the Q&A panel to enter all of your questions, and we'll answer them in turn. I do believe we have had a few questions that come through. Do you have any example for frequency spectrum display in Studio?
Yes, there are something is available. Do you have any? So the question is, do you have any example for frequency spectrum display in the Studio? Yes, so in case if you have any kind of a data which talks about that, we can customize. So what I showed you right now is the frequency spectrum. Let me check that. Okay, so is there anything like frequency? It's possible. So you see here, this is how. So the power spectrum, and you can, so frequency you can see over here. Yes. So here I have the frequency content inside as a power spectrum. Right. The RMS power and along with the statistics. So I can visualize this in any way. So it's like a link flow counting. So I can see here as a top view, and I can go over there as a three-dimensional pictures. Yes, it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. Okay. Yeah, there is a question like, can I insert a PowerPoint template directly instead of creating or editing it there? Of course, so it is not a kind of inserting. When you do over here, so as a property, you can see here, and where you want a report to be written, you can see here as a file, all the informations can be where to create a new document or append. Okay, it can create or it can append to a document which is already there. Yes, possible, quite possible. Instead of creating the PPT here, so you can append this document into a existing file. Yeah, it's quite possible. Yeah, there is another question called multiple pages in a single glyph. Yes, of course, that is also possible. So for the presentation purpose to show you different pages and other things, yes, it is possible. Now you can see here, if I click in the studio, I can connect this into insert a page. Yes. If I insert a page, yes, it keeps on adding different pages. That's possible. That's possible. Yeah, somebody asked about that. We need to highlight high stress location. So this is what I mean as a like a hotspot. You can always you can always possibly in a CA point of view, you can integrate it into the hotspot locations identification. Yes, it is possible.